What's up everyone? In today's video, we're going to be talking about moving to Arizona from Illinois, something I know very well because that is exactly what my family did, and honestly, it's what a lot of my clients do. A lot of my clients come from Illinois, come from the Midwest, just like myself. So if you're not exactly in Illinois, but you are relocating here, hopefully you can still find some value from this video. My name is Rich Brecklin, real estate agent here in Arizona. Again, I help people like you watching this channel who are thinking about making the move to Arizona, make that as easy, as stress-free, and as seamless as possible. So moving to Arizona from Illinois, right? Differences. First being, I think, the most obvious, and that is gonna be the weather. I've loved those summer nights in Illinois, except, sitting outside, that sticky July humidity. Well, you don't have that here, but you do have, the 115 degree days in July and August. So you're trading off one for the other. I will say, being outside, even when it is 100, 105, but the sun is down, it is enjoyable. We find ourselves sitting outside quite a bit, even though it is triple digits, but once that sun is down, it is a whole nother experience. Now, there is some humidity still in Arizona, but it is nowhere near the level of humidity that you will experience living in Illinois. So for the weather aspect, I think that is, again, it's pretty obvious, but it's something to consider. Now, if you're not one who does well with heat, you don't like the heat, then think about where you're gonna move in Arizona. I think when people think Arizona, they think, oh, it's just desert, it's just 115, and that's not the case. There are all 4 seasons here, depending on where you choose to call home in Arizona. Now, we live in the Phoenix Valley in Gilbert, obviously desert area. In Phoenix Valley, it gets hot, but go up to Flagstaff, Prescott, it gets cooler. There's places in northern Arizona that are absolutely gorgeous that you don't have to deal with quite the same high temperatures that you do here in Arizona. So if that's gonna be a big issue for you, then look into other places like that before you completely give up on Arizona. Now, when you're making that move, and again, something we did and how we planned it is we got a U-Haul truck or a trailer, and we did 2 trips. Now, I'm not saying that was the way to do it. I think if I did it again, I would just hire a moving company, pack it up, and be done. So there's a lot of different ways when it comes to moving your stuff out here. One, we got rid of so many of our things. It's the stuff we did not need, so I definitely advise, if there's stuff that you're not gonna be using, you don't think you use, or definitely if you haven't used it in a while, sell it, donate it, throw it away, but you don't need to bring as many things as you think that you have. We had a enclosed U-Haul trailer, drove my truck out here with that full, unloaded it at the house, left my truck, flew back. We had a pod, loaded the pod up, had that shipped to Arizona, and then we made our final drive from Illinois to Arizona with our kids and our dog. We had another U-Haul trailer, and then we made that drive. But honestly, it was really easy, and then we did have movers and hired help when we got to Arizona, so that way they could unload all the trailers. That way we didn't have to deal with it, especially with the kids, and everyone's tired, and that was well worth it. Now again, depending on where you're coming from in Illinois, a lot of my clients come from the Chicago area, and there's a lot to do in Chicago. But also, as you know, it's very compact. If you're going from one suburb to the next, maybe close, it might take you a while just because it is compact, there is a lot of traffic. Well, Arizona is no different when it comes to traffic. However, it is very spread out. So you may see, I'm gonna live in Queen Creek and work in Buckeye. Well, I'll tell you right now, that drive it will kill you. That drive will be awful. The congestion, the traffic will be, it would not be fun. So it may look, decent on a map, and you can do that. However, it is very spread out here, and there are a lot of people who have chosen to move here and more people coming, so it just gets congested. So it is very spread out here compared to Illinois, where everything is just closer together. But the good thing is we have so many great amenities and so many, these neighborhoods are just growing and growing. You don't need to travel far to get what you need. Now, when it comes to some of the pros and cons, for us, obviously, again, the weather, 300 plus days of sunshine here. People are generally, I feel, happier here. They still don't know how to put their shopping carts back, but people overall just feel happier. Maybe it's because they're paying less taxes. Maybe they like the policies better here. But for us, that's one thing we noticed. And then also when it comes to the pros is just so many things to do. You know, we're always out hiking, the pools, the neighborhoods, different events, but there's a lot going on here. And I mean, not that there wasn't in Illinois, but not quite like this. I don't think we could ever move back. We've been spoiled by living here just because there is so much to do right in our backyard, so close to us. And for us, that's huge. Now, when it comes to cons, you know, again, depends on where you're coming from in Illinois. Now, where we came from in central Illinois, it was extremely cheap to live. Here, it is much more expensive to live. Now, if you're coming from the Chicago suburbs, you know, your housing is probably gonna be roughly the same depending on what suburb you're coming from, and then also what area here in Arizona you're moving to. But the good thing is taxes here are relatively cheap. I know, you know, our home in Illinois was like $305,000. Our taxes were like $8 grand. Here, a $300,000 home, your taxes are maybe $1,000. So many people are choosing to come here more and more. Now, maybe one of those people is you. If it is, reach out. My contact info is below. It's Rich Brecklin. Watch this video, and I'll see you next time.